What's going on, Earth sign? I hope all is well with everybody. I hope y'all doing all right. I'm chilling. I want to say happy birthday to Capricorn, the Cap City crew. I hope all is well with y'all. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. It's officially Capricorn season in the building. All right, winter solstice. I hope you guys are taking advantage of the energies here. We have the right now it's a new moon in Sag. So hopefully you are taking advantage of the benefits of all of the energies here with your affirmations and, whatever you want to bring into you. You'll get an extra boost if you make it Sagittarius and Capricorn related. Happy birthday to the Sagittarius Capricorn cuspers, but it is officially Capricorn season. To me, the 21st of every 4 months is when the seasons change. I just call it the 21st. Some people say it's the 23rd. Some people say it's the 22nd. I just, it depends on what you're looking at and what you're reading, right? But at any rate, to me, December 21st is officially Capricorn season. So happy birthday. And let's go ahead and see what we got going on for the Earth sign collective, the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for Capricorn season. Okay. First card that came out is a recycle energy here. It says recover. So for some of you, I'm just feeling like you may be in a situation where, whatever you was going through, whatever you were experiencing, you may need to relax. I'm getting relax, release. Some of you, maybe for the holiday season, instead of you doing any type of partying or, festive celebration, you're taking time to just manifest in the blessings that you have and to rest, recoup, and recover and to get yourself ready for the new year. Some of us are celebrating the new year coming up in December. Some of us celebrate it in February with the Chinese New Year around February 19th. I celebrated all three scenarios, whether it's July, June, I'm sorry, January 1, whether it's February 19th for the astrological, the Chinese astrology, or whether it's April 21st for when we go into spring, right? So, three different times you can celebrate new beginnings. All over the world, these dates are celebrated by different people as new beginnings, the new year, the new season. So for some of you, I feel like this is what you're going to be focused on. The challenge is the metamorphosis. Some of you are going through a transformation and you've been working hard and you've been going through a lot. So you do need a little rest, okay? Because you've been through hell. For some of y'all done been through a lot. You done been through a lot. Yeah, here's the yin and yang. Okay, so this is what's going on. So this is why you need to take care. Capricorn is a really a gritty energy, meaning Capricorn is the workhorse of the zodiac, literally. Like they grind until like there's just is no grind left, and then they still grind. Like that's one of the positive attributes of Capricorn energy. Okay, but this is Earth in particular, right? Earth energies I'm talking about in particular. So a lot of you are needing to rest and recoup and take care of your physical body. This Earth energy that we're in, Capricorn energy, is physical energy. So some of you have been running yourself ragged. This could also just be a warning to some of you not to run yourself ragged. Okay, don't drive yourself crazy. For some of you, this is about recouping, resting, taking care of the physical body. Whether you've overworked it, whether you have it and you need to work it out. Some of us need to work out and get back into our workout grind. Maybe some of you are using the new year as a incentive to get back into the work grind as far as your physical workouts. Okay. Um, but it's to help restore balance, whatever it is that you need to do, whether you need to rest, whether you need to pick up the pace with your workout routine, exercise routine, um, whether you've been just overhauling yourself and just need a break. Okay. You need to rest because balance is needed. Okay. You're going through transformation, you're going through a change. All right. Let me get some more. Yeah, emotions. So some of you may be feeling a bit moody, okay, as a result of the recovery time that you need because of what you've been going through and what you've been dealing with. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. And so a lot of people, that energy is winding down, okay? With the astrological new year coming on February 19th, we're leaving the snake year. And so A lot of people who are, what is it, this whoever's the enemy to the snake, right, have been going through things. So I know pigs have been going through things, the pig year, especially because pig and enemy is snakes. I mean, pig and snake are enemies. So a lot of pigs have been going through a lot of, aggressive stuff going on this year. So, you're stressed out, winding down. Um, you can look up the astrological years of the pig. Um, and all the other, astrological Chinese astrological symbols. But this was a rough year for pigs for sure because it's a snake year, and the year of the snake. Snake and pig are enemies in Chinese astrology. That much I do know. So I brought that up because we got the yin and the yang balance here. Okay, so balance is going to be restored. So for some of you, you're going to need some rest because you went through a metamorphosis. You went through a major change here. Yeah, and the outcome is you need to rest because you need to boost your immune system, okay, your spiritual immune system, your spiritual immunity, your physical immunity. And this is why you need some rest, right? Evil eye protection. Okay, so some of you may need to do things to protect your spiritual energy as well as your physical energy. So resting and recuperating because you're going through transformation. Okay, recycle the recycle energy is a recovery energy. Okay, somebody may have had surgery is also what I'm thinking of. Some people could have had surgery. Some people could be done with studies. Maybe you're winding down a semester, your children are winding down a semester in school. And so whatever level of education you're in, whether you are the the actual president of the organization or the school, or you're on the committee, or whether you're an actual student, and no matter what level, I just feel like there's a mass energy of people, trying to take it easy. There's a lot of frazzled energy going on right now, and the best way to resolve that is to get your rest, right? um I feel like a lot of people's rest situations have been changing, like their habits, how they take care of their physical bodies are changing. Okay, going through transformation. Some people who used to be night owls are now, early morning risers. You could be going through that type of change where, you're just basically dealing with things in a manner in which, or dealing with things that you've never had to deal with before at the capacity and at the level that you've never had to deal with them before. So that requires a different type of energy. So spiritually, you are exercising protection. I feel like for some of you, spiritual baths are very important right now. Especially with the new moon. Tapping into whatever your spiritual hygiene is very important. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, so with the recovery energy here, we have the serving energy. All right. So, yeah, this is about taking care of yourself, serving yourself. I'm getting self care energy really heavily here. Excuse me. Yeah, and then the metamorphosis energy. The challenge is somebody may want you to hang out, or want you to. There's a holiday season, so there's a lot of festivities, a lot of people doing a lot of things. For some of you, I'm getting, maybe you're overindulging in things, okay? Whatever the physical carnal desires are, because we're dealing with earth energy. So you may want to just chill on whatever it is that you're overindulging in. You'll know what it is. Some of you may be working out too much at the gym. You can overindulge in the gym. You're doing too much. That's definitely not healthy to be in the gym every single day, all day, unless you're training for some type of, physical event, the Olympics or some shit like that, or you have you have a competition coming up. Other than that, it's not healthy to be in the gym every day. It's just not, hours at a time, every day. That means that there's something that you need to focus on, right? So I just get an energy of people needing to be easy, give yourself a break. You need to recoup, right? Whatever you've been doing has just been an overhaul. Somebody could be trying to overwork you as well on another level, is what I'm getting. This could be why you need to protect yourself and why you need balance. Somebody could be purposely trying to put you in a situation here where you're going through changes because they want to emotionally fragile, get you frazzled. Be careful of the people you're around who are purposely. I'm just getting the energy of some of y'all are around people who are purposely trying to fuck with you and mess with your energy, trying to get you razzled. Some of you have gone through transformation already, and you're at a state where you are experiencing levels of peace that you've never experienced before. And some people are seeing that, namely the people that you probably have distanced yourself from or you have spent less time with because maybe they don't, maybe they get you riled up, maybe they trigger you. Okay. And so I feel like those people who are you're distancing yourself from may be having an issue with that. And so, people could be purposely trying to bother you, trying to throw shit at you. So they could be trying to destroy your peace. For some of you, you work very hard at the peace that you already have or that you're trying to acquire. Don't let anybody step in and change that for you or try to by letting people get to you emotionally. One thing I've been working on this year, and boy, have I been tested. I've been tested, is to basically stop being emotional in my responses and the things that happen to me is to try to like, okay, yeah, the emotion's gonna come, but don't act on it. You know, let the emotion pass and do my best to think logically and act out of logic. So I know it's difficult to do and it's easier said than done, but I've been really trying and I've been very successful. So it's just about you putting in the effort and, whatever it is that you really want to accomplish, you will be able to do that. So I'm not saying I don't still get emotionally riled up, but I'm saying that I've reached a level of understanding about myself and a level of peace with myself where I can tell now when someone is purposely trying to razzle me and I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Now I look at it more so as instead of me looking at it like, oh, they trying to play with me. You trying to, you know what I mean? In your head, you're like, oh, this motherfucker trying to play with me. So instead of me looking at it that way, I look at it more as a ha ha ha. They trying to play with me instead of me getting amped and angry. So, like I said, it's a muscle. You got to exercise it. But trust me, the more you remain calm, the more the other people who try to get you riled up come out of character. And it becomes like it's funny at a certain point because it's like, yo, you doing all of this just to get a rise out of me. In reality, I'm just sitting back being cool, not responding to it. And when you don't respond to it, a lot of times, if they really trying to get at you, they're gonna keep doing shit. And so they're gonna keep doing it and doing it. And if they're doing it in front of other people, they're getting to the point where they have no control over their emotions. And now it's just to the point where they just acting out and acting stupid. And then people are looking at them like, yo, what's wrong with them? Why are they bothering such and such? Such and such don't never be saying nothing to them. They always minding their business. They always saying slick shit to such and such, and such and such just be chilling. So people are going to start seeing the hate, right? And then that would be on a level, a form of protection that other people see, yo, this person is just messing with this person for no reason whatsoever. So it's very important that you stay balanced with your emotions. Very important. So, yeah. And then we have, what does it say? Letter. So some of you may get some type of communication, okay? And you may want to stay cool, okay? Because it could be something that could throw you off, or this could be I just feel like somebody is trying to cause you to come out of your character. I really do. I feel like, people see that you're trying to take care of yourself, you're trying to recoup, you're trying to recover. You may have been through something. For some of you, I just feel like it's an energy of someone trying to purposely communicate with you to throw you off, to put you in an emotional state. Yeah, with the love energy, okay, with the emotions. So I don't know if this communication is directly from someone who may be trying to show interest in you. Could be somebody that you left behind. Maybe you stopped speaking with this person and now maybe they feel like they want to spin the block. Or maybe you're getting the urge to spin the block with someone that you cut off. I would suggest that you just stop and think, before you go back because there was obviously a reason you separated. What's going on in the collective, from what I've seen now too, is like a great divide. Not in a negative sense, but in a sense where people need to heal. There's a lot of people who are in relationships that are just not healthy. I'm not saying that everybody is bad. There are some people out there who are just demonic in nature and they just purposely fuck with people intentionally. Um, but there are some people who are just not ready for a relationship and they're in one, right? No matter what the nature of the relationship is or the manner in which they got into that relationship was not healthy. And so as a result, um, you may have people in situations where they feel like they're trapped, they're stuck, they're not happy, they don't want to be with these people that they're with. They realize they may have made a mistake, they may have jumped into something too soon, whatever the situation is. But a lot of people are afraid to separate and heal because they're worried about what other people are going to say. They're worried about how other people see them. They're worried that, oh, well, you're single, so something's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you for being single, especially if you're working on yourself. You can't heal as quickly and manifest in a manner in which you want to if you're in a toxic relationship. Like, you can't be like, okay, well, I'm about healing, love and light, I'm gonna do this, but yet you're sleeping with somebody who's not on a journey themselves. Now, if you're both on a journey, that's something different. But if you're in a toxic relationship and you need to get out, but you still dealing with this person because, oh, I still share a home with them, I still have kids with them, we still got bills together, things like that. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to decide what's more important, you know, the relationship or you healing. And unfortunately, a lot of people have to make that decision, and some people have already had to. And so, as a result, a lot of people are going through separation and going through divorce. This is why you have a lot of people who are resting and recovering and servicing themselves in whatever way, shape, or form, taking care of themselves because they just went through a great transformation, a great metamorphosis, or they're in the process of doing so because they want to restore balance. And this message could just be a download from your spiritual team telling you, hey, you need to restore balance, or you need to keep your distance from this person for a while until you are at a point where you can look at the situation uh, from a different set of eyes than what you've been looking at and what you've been dealing with it before. You know, we still have to, a lot of times we still have to deal with the people who are causing us turmoil and pain. Uh, but sometimes we have to stop and take accountability for how we allow that to happen. A lot of it is how we respond and react, number one. And number two, is more so of, okay, are we learning and taking accountability? And then if we're learning and taking accountability, then that's helping you to be able to look at a situation from a different perspective instead of a victim mode. Oh, they did this to me. They did that to me. So if you're not taking any type of responsibility in the situation, how are you able to empower yourself to change it? You have to take some type of accountability. You have to. You just have to. So some people are coming to that conclusion. People are at different stages in their spiritual journey, different stages. And these are some of the things that people are going through. So yeah, we have the faux energy with the evil eye. Yeah, see, some people are watching you, looking at you, seeing that for some of you, you've already elevated to a different level and you've already done a lot of work in your journey, and you got people watching you and they're mad because you no longer hang out with them. You change with the metamorphosis and the butterfly. You're no longer hanging out with this friend group because they're not doing nothing but sitting around gossiping. They're not doing anything. They just getting together and just sitting around being silly and being stupid. Not focused on anything positive. There's no progression. You've been hanging out with this group of people for years now, and you can't even sit down and think about what you guys have done collectively together to advance your lives. So it's just like, oh, we just get together to unwind and have fun. Okay, that could be a positive thing as well, right? But if you're not experiencing that because you have some people who, they don't know how to, you guys are not on the same page in reference to fun. Some people think fun is poking at other people's problems. Some people think fun is, getting together and focusing on a common goal. Some people think fun is, oh, well, I just want to come and hang out and laugh and talk shit and then go on about my business. So I feel like there's an energy where people are outgrowing, certain groups that they were in or certain things that entertained them. I'm getting that strongly. It's just a lot of change going on, and everybody's at different levels. The collective is waking up. The collective is realizing I'm not in a healthy relationship. It's time for me to figure out what I need to do about it. There are some people who are still in unhealthy relationships. They know they're unhealthy. They know they need to make change, but a lot of people may feel trapped because, oh, we got these houses together, we got these kids together, we got bills together, and I can't afford right now to go out and live on my own with the economy and everything going on. So a lot of people are feeling trapped. So you know, you got to figure out where you are and what you're going to do, and there's got to be some type of concerted effort in some way, shape, or form to make change. It's not going to be easy. Everybody is not going to be able to metamorph out of a toxic situation. Everybody's not going to be able to do it, and that's just the unfortunate part too. And the real messed up part is that some of us may have to watch some of our friends and family suffer in connections that they know they shouldn't be in, but yet for whatever reason they can't leave, they won't leave. They come up with all kinds of excuses as to why they can't. They use material things as a reason why they can't leave. Oh, well, we got these houses, we got these cars, you know, so I can't leave. Or I don't make enough, so I can't. Okay, well, you got to get another job. Well, how am I going to do that when I got these kids and this and that and that? Yeah, see, it's a lot going on. A lot of people are in holes that have been dug so deep that it's just very difficult for them to climb out. But you got to focus on priority, figure out, what you can do step by step. You may not be able to get out of there today, but as long as you're healthy, you're safe, your kids are healthy and safe, maybe you can figure out how to deal with your emotions in a manner where it allows you to propel yourself to the next level to figure out the next step. It's gonna be work. It is. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it for you. It's not gonna be easy. But this is why, we need to be patient with one another, be a little bit more kinder to one another, and try to figure out what is safe, what is healthy, and go towards it. And especially if it's an ego thing, if you're just worrying about what other people are going to say or how other people are going to look at you, you're going to end up paying for that in one way, shape, or another. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So this is like, look, no matter what you went through, no matter what happened, you're going to make sure that you recover. It's like you're going to recover. Okay, or you have to make sure that no matter what you're going through, no matter what happened, that you still got to take care of yourself. You still got to get your rest. No matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on, you need your health, you need your strength. So you got to take care of yourself physically, you got to take care of yourself mentally, you got to get rest. You can't just be up all night wired all the time and on drugs all the time, not getting rest, because you're not going to be able to think straight. And if you're not getting rest, a lot of people get their downloads, their direction in their dreams, or their dreams give them some type of foresight or understanding, or, just allowing your mind, your subconscious and your conscious mind to clear things out. That's where sleep comes from. So if you're not allowing yourself to sleep because you too wooed up, or you always want to be out and about partying and hanging out with folks, and drinking, and like, you got to be careful. Some people, not everybody's on that, but some people are. Some people are not taking your transformation seriously either. You could be going through some changes and people are just like, oh yeah, whatever. Oh, they don't eat no meat no more, or whatever. Oh, well, we ordering a pepperoni pizza. You could just take the pepperonis off if you don't like. No, order half cheese, half pepperoni. Well, you could just take the, no, I don't want to just take the pepperoni off. It's already baked into the pizza. So order half pepperoni, half cheese. So some of you may have to stand your ground and let people know it's not a fucking joke. It's not a joke. The transformation and the changes that I'm going through, and you need to take me seriously. But I feel like with the Seven of Swords, this could be what you're thinking in your head, or this is what they thinking in their head. They're not taking you seriously. For some of you, this is what you may be experiencing. And what you're going to have to do is, unfortunately, you're going to have to separate from those people or limit your contact with them. Because some people are going to embrace you and say that, oh, okay, such and such is trying to do better with themselves. All right, cool. Or you're going to have people who are like, I ain't nobody trying to hear all that. We still ordering pepperoni pizza. Fuck that. So you're going to have to determine with that pepperoni pizza person, are you going to continue to deal with them? Or are you going to just let them continue to dictate to you what you're supposed to do with your life? Or are you going to say, you know what? I understand y'all having pepperoni pizza, so let me just order my own. Or how about this? How about I just not even, come through since I'm not being respected and considered part of the group? How about I just don't come through? Queen of Pentacles. This is all about creating balance, taking care of yourself. And like I said, I get this message energy is like a download. This is all about the Queen of Pentacles takes care of, like, you've been taking care of everybody else, is what I'm getting here. She's a mother. She works. Like the Queen of Pentacles, she do everything. She work full time. She got kids. She got a husband or a wife, to take care of. She has to take care of herself. She may have some parents that she needs to take care of. She may be involved in extracurricular activities outside of work. So she's doing a lot for a lot of people. But you have to create balance in your life. You can't just give, 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 give. And you're around people who are not feeding you back. That's how you have nervous breakdowns. That's how you have episodes where you spaz the fuck out and get all in your emotions, right? Or you end up doing things because you're just like, yo, I don't know why I did that. I don't know what, because you could be overwhelmed and you're just not accepting it as such. And that Capricorn energy is that workhorse energy, like I was talking about earlier when we first started the video. Okay, Page of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody you're not communicating with. These could be people that you were in a relationship with, a romantic relate. Like Cupid to me is romantic, of course, but I feel like this is an energy of you focusing on, realizing that, you may not want to be in a relationship right now. Some of you may be being abstinent. Maybe you feel like part of your journey is you being abstinent, and that makes sense if you're in a toxic connection or if you're just trying to heal. It's very important that you abstain from sex. There is, I don't know how else to explain it. Some people feel like, well, I could be, love and light, and I could be on my spiritual journey, but yet you still over here humping on people. You still at the club drinking and smoking, and like it's a lot of things you're gonna have to let go. The higher up the level you go, you know what I mean? Because once you know better, you have to do better. Because if you don't, now you're gonna be, you're gonna pay for things that you shouldn't have to pay for because you know that you should changed. It's this is just the way things are. This is why everybody can't go through a transformation. Everybody cannot do it. It's not a joke. Okay, here's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's trying to mess with your finances. Somebody's trying to mess with your health. Somebody is not good for your overall physical and financial well-being. Okay, they're just not. For some of you, once you create balance, you're going to be able to manifest. That's another thing I'm seeing here. But somebody is trying to throw negative energy at you over the internet, online, okay? Somebody who could be watching you online, okay? Trying to mess up your money or your financial situation. You got air and earth here, okay? Air and earth in reference to the clarifiers. So, being in a situation where you're going through transformation, for some of you, you hanging around these people is just messing up your manifestation skills. Some people are wondering why they can't manifest what they want. You can't manifest what you want because you're around people who are toxic. You're sleeping with people who are toxic. Many people are sleeping with their enemy and don't even want to accept it or acknowledge it because they would have to do something about it. Some people know that and they're trapped. And so what they do is they try to bring others into their connection. This is why you got to be careful dealing with people and dating, because you may have some people who are still dealing with exes that they don't want to let go of, or they haven't processed their feelings for, so they still got them on hold, and then they trying to bring you into their circumstances and situations. It's very important that you learn to maintain your emotions and not sleep with someone right away. It's very important that you establish some type of rapport or connection. um, the longer you can wait for intimacy, the better off you are, the better off you'll be able to see what's going on, and the better you'll be able to navigate out of the situation in the event that you realize that this person is not meant for you, whether they're just an imposter or y'all are just not evenly yoked in whatever way, shape, or form. Okay. Yeah, we have protect. Some of you, it's time for you to protect your energy. It's very important to protect your energy. Sometimes you can't speak to certain people. Some people, you talk to them and they get you riled up, or they just coming at you, barking at you, yelling at you because of the fact that they want you around. They don't have your energy no more. And so they're mad at you. So people could be doing things intentionally to get your attention, to get you riled up. Some people, it could, in a work environment, it could just be people are jealous of you because you're just so even, calm, and cool and collected, and they got a bunch of demons in them, and so they looking at you like, well, who are you to be cool, calm, and collected? Why are you so calm? And then they try to, project onto you and get you amped up because they easily amped up. And it don't even have to be coworkers. These could be family members, friends, you know, uh, whomever. I posted something in the community tab. There was a clip that I saw, and I usually don't follow, the group that the guy is involved in. I usually don't technically follow, some of the things they talk about, but he is somebody who makes a lot of sense out of the group when they talk about relationships and things like that. Um, but he basically said that part of you healing and moving on and understanding and being, on your spiritual journey is accepting your responsibility instead of just being in victim mode. You have to accept the responsibility in failed relationships. You can't just always say, "Oh, it was somebody else," or "It's their fault," or "All men is this and all women is that," because you clearly are not healed. I would run from a dude who all y'all women is this, all y'all women. I would run from him. There's no way he would touch me. There's no way I would. There's no way. No fucking way. Because you clearly are in a place of hurt, and you're not gonna do nothing but put that hurt on me. Why would I talk to somebody in that detrimented state, right? Um, the next card that comes out is mistrust. So for some of you, you don't even trust your partner. They don't trust you. There's been a lot that's going on in the connections where a lot of mistrust has occurred. And so how do you fix that? You can't fix that under the same mindset and mentality that the wound of mistrust was established in. You have to be able to separate and look at things from a different perspective in order to fix the situation. And some people are just having a difficult time with that. Sometimes therapy doesn't help when it comes to couples. Sometimes couple therapy just doesn't help. Sometimes you're in a relationship with somebody that you just shouldn't be in a relationship with. Instead of, oh, well, let's go to therapy, let's make it work, knowing damn well that you was messing with this person when you first was messing with them, they was with somebody else. And now you wondering why you having problems. Because the relationship was built on a crazy ass faulty foundation. Some of y'all met this person wherever y'all met them, and 3 weeks later y'all fucking, and then 2 more months later y'all pregnant. And so it's like, fuck it, let's move in. A lot of people be in relationships based on that. A hop in a relationship, and you don't even take your time to get to know the person. And now, the relationship is doomed. And some people are afraid to leave because they don't want other people laughing at them or looking at them like their relationship has failed. Some people don't want to leave because they're just afraid to be by themselves. You got a lot of people who are codependent. They can't understand being single. It doesn't make sense to them. Something must be wrong if you ain't got no man. Something must be wrong if you ain't with no woman. Something must be wrong. And there's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, you got to take back your power. The only way to take back your power is to stop listening to other people. Stop looking for what other people say is the answer or what other people are telling you should do. You should be listening to your inner voice, figuring out what works best for you. Because your intuition is screaming at you. It's telling you what you need to do. I'm just confirming it in the reading here. For some of you, you already know what time it is, and you know what I'm telling you is right and exact. Yeah. Do something you never done before, right? You done did everything you possibly could to make the connection work. Whether this is a family connection that just ain't gonna work because they don't respect you and they don't treat you right. Whether this is a friendship, same thing. They still acting like we 12. They still trying to treat you, like they did when y'all was 10 years old and now y'all in y'all 40s. And this person still is just on some bullshit. Whether this is a relationship where you was in you're in a relationship, and the way you met this person, or under the circumstances under which you met this person, you were just very immature and you've outgrown each other and you don't want to accept that type of thing, right? You got to do something different because whatever you're doing is not working. So some of you, it's just your whole mentality. You have to change your mentality, and you need to be alone to be able to process what you've been through, how it happened, what part you played in, so that you know better, so you can go out in the world and attract a better partner. This is why I don't do love readings, because the majority of the people are in relationships they ain't supposed to be in because they're not working on themselves. People, oh, I need somebody to bring me my peace. I need somebody to be my peace. No, you don't. You should be your peace. You only gonna attract the frequency in which you're under. So if you're in a fucked up relationship, it's because your energy was fucked up at the time. Some people will say, oh, well, I keep attracting, these negative people. Well, you're gonna attract negative people. It don't matter who you are. You could be the brightest of the bright light. You're gonna attract negative people. The issue is, what are you responding to? Are you feeding into the negative energy, or are you ignoring them and waiting for something that you resonate with? Whatever you respond to is what you resonate with. There could be 10 people standing there wanting to date you, right? Which one do you resonate to? That's the one that has the frequency that you're on. And that frequency, that person is mirroring back to you, or they're going to mirror back to you what's going on within you. And that's just the way that it is. Trust. It's safe that this is what I'm saying. Trust your intuition. Your intuition be telling you what time it is. Your intuition is screaming at you, letting you know what's up. But are you listening? Or are you listening to everybody else around you but your intuition? Some people don't listen to themselves. They don't even know what their own damn voice sound like. They're so busy listening to everything else. The internet, their friends, their family members, the radio, who they co-workers at their job, the people at wherever, this person over here, that person over. It's like they don't even listen to themselves. They don't even know what their voice sound like. And that's crazy. Ooh, that flew way over. Let me see if I can reach it. Yeah, I'm not going over there. Not right now. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? You need to exercise boundaries. Whoever I'm talking to knows this is for them. You need to exercise some boundaries. You know that you need to put your foot down with the disrespect and the abuse. You do. And abuse don't have to be physical. Abuse could be emotional. Okay? It could be financial abuse. You may have somebody who's constantly going into the account when they, not letting you know what they're doing, just blowing money. There could be all kinds of abuse. Traveler. For some of you got somebody who going back and forth. I'm just getting a back and forth energy. This is somebody who goes back and forth between you and somebody else because they can't make a decision. With the traveler energy, this is what I'm picking up. Okay, so some of you need to be careful. You could be dealing with someone who's dealing with other people, and you know it, but you won't leave this person. Why should I leave him alone and let her have him? Or why should I leave him alone? Or leave her alone and let homeboy have her? Why should I do that? Nah, I'm not doing that. And so what you're doing is just allowing this person to go back and forth between y'all because it's an evening for you instead of a respect thing. If they respected you, they would respect the covenant that you guys established. All right? That's if they respected you. And one of the hardest things to accept is when somebody you with and that you care about don't respect you. That's a hard pill to swallow. It definitely is. But some of you, the sooner you swallow that pill, digest it, and shit it out, the better able you will be to make moves and trust your intuition and do things that you know you need to do. Yeah. Communication. For some of you, you're just making assumptions about things. You're not communicating with your partner. And even if you are communicating with your partner, you're not listening. Y'all not hearing each other. Some of y'all ain't never heard each other from day one because you don't know the other person's communication. You don't know their love language. You don't know their communication language. Some of you just do stuff to keep somebody around. And then you wonder why you exhausted at the end and this person still ain't happy with you. I just feel like that communication is all about the mental, about your communication with you and your higher self. And look at that, wounded. Some of you are in a relationship looking for somebody to take care of you, someone to nurture you. Oh, I need someone to be my peace. I need someone to help me heal. All of this stuff you got to do by yourself. You are a whole person. You are made whole. There's no need for you to look outside yourself from anything. And if you're getting in relationships because you're looking outside yourself for something, that's a clear indication you don't need to be in a relationship. Most people get into relationships because they meet someone who fills a void that they have because they're not able to fill the void themselves. And so as a result, now you're depending on someone to fill that void. And when this person is filling the void, they realize that you need them. So this is why a lot of you are being manipulated because you need a person and this person knows you need them. So they're like, okay, well, I know this person ain't going nowhere, or I know I could do this to keep them around, or I could do this to manipulate them. And a lot of people are just in situations where they're just being manipulated. It's scary to see, but a lot of relationships, that's all it is manipulation. Because you're going outside of yourself trying to get this person to fill a void for you. Well, I can't afford to live by myself, so I want to get me a man so we can live together and that way he can help me pay bills. Instead of you going out there and getting 2 or 3 jobs and grinding and paying your own bills. That way you're not going to be manipulated by no man to do shit you don't want to do because you need help paying your bills. Or vice versa. Okay, man, woman, it don't matter. However it works. When you have to look outside yourself for something, the person that you're going to is going to take something from you, whether they are upfront about what they want from you or whether they're not. Okay, so you should be able to give your own self love. Okay, you shouldn't be looking outside of yourself for love. You shouldn't be looking outside of yourself for financial support. You should be able to take, these are basic things that responsible human beings are able to provide for themselves. And if you can't, then maybe you need to see a therapist, or maybe you need to sit down with yourself and figure out why you can't provide for yourself financially. Why you need somebody else to give you love when you already come with love. You are love. You are love. The creator created you as such. So why are you looking outside yourself? A lot of times it's because you're just listening to what society's telling you and you're trying to fit in because you want to be liked. You want people to like you. Why do you need people to like you when you like yourself? See what I'm saying? People are always looking outside themselves to get somebody else to fulfill a void that they have within. It's easier said than done. But once you get to the point where you stop looking for people to fill voids, you're going to be in a position where you have what? Power. You are going to have power. See, nobody's going to be able to come in and try to manipulate you, or they could try, but it ain't going to work because you ain't thirsty. You know what I'm saying? I love myself, so I don't really care if you come around or not. I don't care if you want to, be intimate with me or not. I'm not, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me. I could love myself. I could take care of myself. I could do everything that I need for me. You can't come in and beat me in the head with any type of bullshit because I got me. That's a powerful ass place to be. That's a powerful ass place to be. And it's almost unfathomable to a lot of people. They will look at you like you crazy because the majority of the people are not doing that. To see somebody who's self-reliant, self-sufficient, don't need nobody for shit. You may want company, but you don't need it. You may want friends, but you don't need them. You understand what I'm saying? You're not putting yourself in a position to be manipulated by anybody because you have done the fucking work. Hopeful, okay? Hopeful. It says inspired, optimistic, and success. This is the energy you have to be in. If you're around somebody, people, places, and things that take this energy from you, you can't manifest, because you have to be able to imagine it. And if you can't imagine your life in a good place because you got other people telling, oh, that ain't gonna work, or maybe you should do something else. Well, and you too busy going to people, well, what do you think about this? Well, what do you think about that? Stop going to people, asking people what they think about shit that matters to you. Do what you feel you need to do. What you need to do is what is best for you. And if you don't know what's best, sit with yourself and ask yourself to tell yourself, your higher self, God, you are made in the image of God. So God is in you. It is okay for you to sit with yourself and talk to your higher self and ask what you should do. Communicate. Learn to communicate with your guides and your ancestors. Learn to communicate. It takes a moment to establish that relationship, but you can establish it if you want to. All you have to do is just constantly communicate and ask them to show you a sign. Say, hey, if you want me to start school in September, I really want to start school, but I don't know if I should do it or not. If you think I should start school in September, show me a image of a red balloon before the end of the month. And it don't matter what way the image comes. It could come online, it could come in person, it could come on a book that you're looking at. Show me a red balloon by the end of the month if I should start AI classes in September. Like, this is how you have to communicate. And you have to build that communication and that trust and that rapport. And soon you won't have to go to nobody. You don't need no one for advice. You go to your higher self. It's okay to get people's opinion if you really, hey, what do you think? But if you're somebody who's constantly going to other people about, what you think about things, and then you wonder why people are in your business, because you're constantly telling people everything you're doing. And then when people start saying shit to you don't like, you get mad. But that's because you allow the door open by always going to them, asking them what they think, or always telling them what you're up to and what you're doing. All you're doing is inviting them to give their opinion. And a lot of people will tell you negative shit because they don't see it for you. But who are they to see for you? Only God, the Most High, knows what's best for you. That's who you're supposed to have them conversations with, not these other people out here. Yeah, wishful thinking. Look at that. Hopeful and wishful thinking. This is all about you being able to manifest what it is that you want. You have to be in a higher vibration. And I was just thinking this earlier today. I was like, oh, you know, like a job, right? I got a job. And I was just like, damn, I don't feel like working today. But what I've been practicing is I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'm going to say it because that's what I feel. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and piggyback that with, yo, I'm so thankful I have a job. Damn, I don't feel like getting up and going to this job. And immediately, yo, but I'm thankful I got this job. Thank you, God. Thank you for giving me this money to provide for myself and me and my peoples and to do the things I need to do. Thank you. Damn, I don't feel like going over here and doing it, but you know what? Thank you for giving me my health and strength and allowing me to go over here and be able to do blah, blah, blah. Like, start trying to counteract the negative thoughts, because when you counteract those negative thoughts, that's what's going to put you in a position where, and it's a muscle. You're going to have to exercise it. But you got to start healing those wounds of negative thoughts and negative energy. You have to. You have to put up boundaries in some way, shape, or form by changing your perspective, by changing how you think. Your communication with yourself is important. You have to learn to trust that God wants you, or whoever you believe in wants the best for you. But you have to establish communication and understanding. That's the only way you're going to get it. The only way you're going to get it. Exactly. Okay? Exactly. Exactly. Okay? Okay? Period. Harmony, balance, wishful thinking, hopeful, trust, power, protect, boundaries. Period. All right, nothing left to say. I wish y'all the best this Capricorn season. And Again, happy birthday to all the Capricorn suns out there, but you should also pay attention to where Capricorn is in your chart, because that energy is going to be illuminated over the next, uh, what is it, 30 days or so? Okay. Capricorn is a really interesting energy. You should do some research on it if you're into the energies and you're into doing research. It's the only one that ends the year and starts the next one. So that's just sheer dopeness in itself. So look at the magic and the energy of Capricorn and look at how you can use those energies to benefit you. All right. So that's what I got for you, folks. I hope that you were able to get something out of this. I do appreciate you checking out the video. And this is, I'm talking to myself as well when I do these readings, because we all need inspiration. We all need motivation. We all need people to, just tell us, hey, you doing all right? Or hey, you know, what is it that you're concerned about? Maybe you try a different approach. Hey, you've been knocked down for a little bit. Okay, now let's come on, let's, get you some rest, recuperate, and let's get back on the horse. Yeah, you fell off, because we all fall off. That's what life is all about. Falling off the horse, getting back on. Falling off the horse, getting back on. That's just what it is. And you get a little bit stronger, and then it's a new level, new devil. You might fall off with that new devil, but you learn what you needed to learn, and you learn how you could have taken responsibility, and that's how you maintain and get power. And how you create, got to go through the fire. You got to go through the purification process. And don't let anybody hold you back because they ain't there yet, because they not about that life, because they don't understand what you're doing. You know what I mean? You got to be able to just say, you know what, it ain't for you. My path is for me. You're not supposed to understand it. I don't understand you. You ain't making no sense. You're not supposed to understand everything about me. I have a path and an individual path that I'm supposed to take, and my path is not yours. So you're not going to always understand everything about me. But if you're going to rock with me, you need to be patient with me, and you need to know that, I'm not coming at you with negative or ill intent. And if you're coming at me with negative or ill intent, I'm going to have to separate myself from you. And you ain't even got to say nothing else. And if they keep bugging, then just separate. Like, don't threaten people either. Don't tell them, oh, I'm going to leave. Don't do that, because half the people will stop you ahead of time. This is why you don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. If it's a negative situation, don't threaten people with a good time. Just bounce. Put your plan in action. Make sure you got a foolproof plan so you can get out safely and you can get where you need to go, and just be out. Don't take the time to explain yourself. Don't, because people know what they be doing. I don't care what nobody say. People know when they be doing dirty shit. They know. It's just that nice person in you don't want to accept the fact that, because you not like that. Maybe you not built like that. You ain't built to go out and start hurting people and doing harm to people and just being jealous. And it took me a long time to understand it, because that was never my energy, and it never will be. I was never built like that. I ain't never been jealous of nobody over nothing. I ain't never did nothing to nobody to purposely, because I don't like her. Well, why? I don't know. I don't like her. So now I'm gonna go do fucked up shit to her because I don't like her and I don't know why. Like, that's craziness. Or I don't like him. That's just it. To me, that's mental illness. I swear to God it is. And I just don't understand it, and I never will. When I run into people like that, I had to accept the fact that people actually thought that way. And now that I understand that people think that way, a lot of people think that way. That's the scary part. And now that I understand it, I keep my distance from people who think like that. I go the opposite direction, because I don't want none of that negative energy around me, because you ain't messing with my manifestations. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it from a distance. Good luck with that, because everything you sending me, I'm sending right back to you times infinity. Trust and believe. So, and you got to protect yourself also. This is what this evil eye protection energy is. Don't be afraid to do return to sender. I'm gonna tell you one thing you can do. You can set your alarm to go off 3 or 4 times a day, whatever times you want, 3 or 4 different times throughout the day. And when that alarm goes off, all you have to do is just say, a prayer, and any negative energy sent to me, return it to the sender times infinity. Return that energy. Because somebody's sending y'all energy, negative energy. Somebody's definitely doing it. A foe is sending you some negative energy. And they trying to fuck with your finances. They trying to fuck with your blessings. Okay? So you need to protect yourself. Okay, it's nothing wrong with you protecting yourself. One thing that I had to learn is that it's okay if somebody's throwing dirt at you. It's okay for you to protect yourself and return it back. It's okay. It's not okay for you to go out there and do shit to people, but if somebody is doing some shit to you, it's okay to return it. You don't have to know who it is. Just return it back to the sender. It'll come back to whoever sent it. They could try to cloak themselves all they want, but the universe ain't stupid. The universe ain't stupid. I might not be able to see who it is, but the universe know who it is. And when I tell the universe to return it to the sender, it's going right back to you. And if it don't go to you, the one who's sending it is going to go to somebody you love. And I don't have no choice in that matter. That's the universe deciding who to go to, but it's going to go back. Best believe. Okay? So get in the habit of protecting yourself, okay? And keeping your energy clean. I wish y'all the best. I'll see you in the next reading. Deuces.